Hebrews 10:25 has nothing to do with going to church. I guess it would be me, one of your favorite troublemakers in the faith, who would have to go ahead and say that. What does the verse say? And not forsaking the assembling of yourselves, as is the custom of some, but exhorting one another, especially as you see the day draw near.
Oh, you better not teach people to forsake the assembly of the muted flag.
Except that when that verse was written, there was no such thing as churches. The churches met in people's households. Not in these boxes with crosses on them. Imagine that. Do you know there's a real problem with the concept of even the use of the word church? In fact, William Tyndale was put to death because he took the word church out of the Bible. Because the word ecclesia simply does not mean church. The word church is a German word that means building, from the word Kirche. The word ecclesia means those called out, God's called ones. Oh, what a difference it makes if Jesus says, upon this rock I'll build my called ones. The gates of hell shall not prevail against them, because that's what that verse says. At no time does the Bible ever suggest that the church is some kind of a monolithic building or institution or anything like that. In fact, the Greek word for building is oiko, where the word for ecclesia means congregation or assembly or called ones. It's the same word that's used in the Greek Septuagint to describe Israel when they were in the wilderness. And yet,
Oh, you better not forsake the assembly.
if that's your argument, then you better tell Martin Luther that, because the logical end of saying that is you better go and submit to the Pope. And yet we got people out here all the time saying stuff like,
Oh, who is this man's pastor? And what is he doing speaking about Christianity on TikTok if he doesn't have a pastor?
wow, really? The Bible says we have one high priest, one mediator between God the Father and us, and that's Jesus Christ, the righteous one, God himself. If you really consider it, and I'm not trying to bash our Catholic or Orthodox brothers and sisters in the faith, I believe that we will all be together, in the end. But let me tell you something. Not a single person who goes to church is going to make it to heaven or the kingdom of heaven. The only people that are going to make it are those who are the church. Are you walking out your faith? Or are you just grabbing hold of somebody else's anointing? God bless you.